Something I will never forget. I was invited to deliver a speech in a deserted village, which used to have 9,000 coal miners, of which only 200 had remained after the closure of the mine. After the speech, I was guided to a hot spring by a person in charge. It was a shack built with wooden walls and roof located in a grassy field. According to him, the hot spring was fed with lukewarm water from a mountain 4 kilometers away. Once a week, on every Sunday, from 2 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, about 15 people came from the village to take a bath. A 76-year-old man named Mr. Komori volunteered to dispose of the previously used dirty bathwater. He cleaned the bathtub and the floors and refilled the bathtub with clean, hot water for the benefit of the village people. Mr. Komori had been working underground coal mining since age 14 in order to support his family. Sadly, his father unexpectedly passed away. Mr. Komori, being the eldest son of the family, took care of his 11 brothers and sisters. His mother also died suddenly, so Mr. Komori worked hard, often sacrificing sleep to take care of his brothers and sisters. "20 years later, Mr. Komori also lost his wife. By this time, his 2 children were already married and living in the city. Then, Mr. Komori voluntarily began visiting 11 elderly people who lived alone and repaired their broken entrance doors, fixed their toilets, and even built some of them bathrooms. He collected needed building materials himself. When the village people offered to pay him for his services to show their appreciation, he always refused because he had enough money to support himself with his pension. Mr. Komori also planted cosmos flowers and other types of flowers by the roadside, and he organized karaoke and dance parties for elderly people at his own expense. He also put cages in the forest to feed the birds. In winter, he visited many elderly people who lived alone to shovel snow off their roofs, and he cleared their driveways. When I arrived at the hot spring, Mr. Komori greeted me with a smile. I told him that the village people felt very grateful for him. He said curtly, "I have done nothing special." A lady who was about 70 years old came to the hot spring and said, "Without Mr. Komori, I would not be here. My daughter, who lives in a city, asks me to live with her, but I won't. I choose to stay here because Mr. Komori is here." 9 years have passed since then, but I will never forget Mr. Komori's comment. He said, "I would never have done any of those things if I thought it was foolish. Contributing to other people and seeing their joy and happiness was my greatest pleasure. I am so glad that people talk and interact with me. My life as a human being will be over if nobody talks to me." I will never forget Mr. Komori and his profound words.